Hello and welcome into another video, and today you'll be listening to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe music, if memory serves, is what I put on the Nintendo Music app. Because this is actually going to be the kind of video, like, I've got multiple videos on my channel explaining why I truly do believe the Switch 2 is the best console currently for a new gamer to buy, and I also like to put up videos warning people, like, if you're a gamer, please tell your normie friends, the people who don't know anything about gaming, either they want to get into gaming or get their kid a console for the upcoming holidays or birthday or something, remind them that September 1st, 2026, price hike. And as far as I'm aware, the price hike is worldwide. It's definitely in America, because I know why, but as far as I'm aware, it's worldwide. So the Switch 2 in Europe's going to go up in price as well. And that's when we also get the updated model where you can get replaceable batteries on the Joy-Con and the actual Switch 2. None of this has been officially confirmed, as in announced for retail purchase, but it has been confirmed that it's being made because of EU laws. So Nintendo have had to say, yeah, we're doing it, don't worry, and like begrudgingly, of course, because this is what I mean. I sometimes do end up defending this company way more than I would like to. It's a fucking piss take that the 3DS had replaceable batteries and my Switch never did. So yeah, about fucking damn time, Nintendo, you finally let us replace the fucking Joy-Con batteries and the Switch battery and everything. And anyway, not what this video is about. The video is about the Switch price hike comes into play on September 1st. If you watching this are one of the normies, and I don't mean that in like a derogatory term or anything, it's just there's a lot of things like normies and people who aren't obsessive in anything. So if you're not into gaming like that, then you're a normie. If you're not into Star Wars, then to a Star Wars fan, you're a normie. Like, it's never a derogatory thing. It's just hey, normal people exist too. And I know there are actually problems using the word normal. Hi, by the way, this is genuinely what I'm like in all of my videos. But yeah, the normal problematic word aside, it's just a thing to say, hey, this person doesn't understand everything, so don't treat them like they do. Don't be the kind of person who talks in multiple different gamer terms that a normie wouldn't understand. Try to, just be courteous, essentially, and explain some stuff. So that's ultimately what these videos were designed for. And this one specifically, I want to go through, and this is just my own library, Switch 2 editions and Switch 2 exclusives, and games that, I mean, you can still play on the Switch, even though they're Switch 1 games. I'm not going to go through all of those, but I mean, like, the newer stuff that came out since the Switch 2, to basically show you your options for what there is to buy. Because I figure by now, there's a lot of stuff that's came out, and some people may not be keeping track. I mean, there are people out there who buy consoles for one specific game. I've been that person, but that's because I'm a gamer. I am someone who plays the living shit out of games, so I will buy a console for an Animal Crossing game, which, that's where we're starting, obviously, because this is alphabetized. Just realised I should have prepped in advance and made a group, shouldn't I? Oh well, if I was a professional, maybe I would, and I'd start again. But Animal Crossing, for anyone who doesn't know, an amazing cozy game. The Switch 2 edition adds so much content, it's unbelievable. I personally do not believe this is the best Animal Crossing game. I think New Leaf is a lot better, but if you've never played one before, this is a great one to start with, and with the amount of content offer, it'll last you a while. It is more of a time commitment than a Procopia, because in Procopia, I know I'm jumping the gun by that, but it's a direct comparison game, so I kind of have to. Procopia doesn't have a real time commitment. You can turn it on whenever you want and have no guilt. Animal Crossing, if you turn it on and start and play every day of July, August, September, and then you suddenly have a very busy November and you don't turn the game on for an entire month, your animal villager friends will not be too pleased. They'll think they've abandoned you. It can have some guilt trip stuff. So yeah, and there are actually some negative consequences, like you get bedhead and stuff like that. Anyway. Donkey Kong Bonanza, one of the absolute best fucking games available for the Switch. For the system, for the Switch 2, I mixed them both up together. It is a fantastic platformer. It is a great beginner game, I feel. It's, right, so frame rate dips aside, which can be jarring for people, it's not exactly something where you need to be a really advanced gamer to be able to play this. There are stuff that if you want to 100% it, if you want to beat every last aspect and challenge that the game has, hence 100%ing it, then you'll need to be an advanced gamer. But the game teaches you how to play it, so just by playing it, you will get to the point where you can 100% it. I don't even think this is one where you need to be like, I don't even think it's like a really hard 100%. It's not like an Elden Ring, for example, where I have beat every single boss in Elden Ring. Brutally difficult game. There's some bosses that absolutely ravaged me. Which, by the way, Elden Ring comes out soon on the Switch 2. Don't know what the Switch 2 version is going to be like. I will be buying it. It is one of my all-time favourite games for a reason. So the fact that I can have it portable, amazing. But going to a fantasy action game, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, it was an absolutely fantastic Musou game. Musou just means that it's the genre essentially. It is a 1 versus 100 game essentially, although it's usually a lot more than 100 enemies on screen at one time. So it means all of the enemies are kind of cannon fodder, and it's they're a threat in their numbers, not in their actual deadliness. So it's not like a case of you're fighting 100 world-class fighters. It's like you're fighting 100 cannon fodder, and maybe one of them might actually pose a threat. So I wanted to let you in on that in case you're thinking, holy shit, that's so overwhelming. And trust me, it is. It is still an overwhelming game. Not something I think a non-gamer should jump straight the fuck into, but it is still a great game. But at the same time, it's not as overwhelming as, oh my god, I have to really focus on killing 100 enemies in one single move. Like, you'll get to a point where you'll kill 500, 600 enemies in a single move. It's that kind of game, you know. Kirby Air Riders, very fun racing game, but if direct comparison, if we're going for Kirby games or racing games, that's a better Kirby game. It's available on the Switch 1, but the Switch 2 edition's got a DLC pack that adds a bunch of content, so a bunch of new exclusive levels. It only adds about 3 hours worth of game, but the whole package, the glow up with HDR, with all of the extra frame rate and visuals, absolutely magnificent game. Probably not even joking when I say it's my all-time favorite Kirby game now. Like, it is so fucking good. But Air Riders, very fun game. Also, very, very overwhelming game. It's not a simple racing game either. It's a racing game where you've got to learn so much because there's so many hidden stats in the game where it's like your boost ability or your straight line speed ability or your turning speed ability or your ability to use weapons. Like, there's so many things you've got to micromanage throughout the entire game. It can be a lot and very overwhelming. Whereas Mario Kart, it literally plays itself. You can turn it on. If you need help steering, you can turn on auto steer. And basically the way auto steer works is it stops you driving off the track and that. Granted, that's auto steer in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I don't actually know if I've used auto steer in World, because I know I don't like it. So maybe in auto steer in World it does actually just drive for you. There is an auto accelerate as well, but all of that to say, it means that you can ease yourself into learning how to play the game, and the game can actually show you how to play itself so that you can then learn from it. Metroid Prime 4 is a difficult one because I personally think it's a good game, and honestly it might be the best Metroid Prime to jump into if you're new, because a lot of people think it's the worst Metroid Prime. I personally put it second. It's one of those weird ones where starting with this one might be better because this one's still an absolute masterpiece, so you might appreciate this one more if you play this one first. But at the same time, it's really hard to recommend this one, no matter how pretty and gorgeous it looks on the Switch 2. Genuinely, one of the nicest looking games I've ever seen. I have a PC that is way more fucking powerful than the Switch 2 can do. This and Star Fox, for some reason, look so good. I'm like, did I buy a good PC? I know I did, but it's like, what the fuck? But, as I'm saying, Metroid Prime Remastered is an absolute masterpiece. It is by far the best fucking Metroid Prime game ever made. They've never managed to capture how fucking peak this game is. So if you had to play one or the other, it's a shame this doesn't have a Switch 2 version that adds 120 FPS mode or 4K or anything. Because that's the other reason as well. It's like, do you play this one while you wait for this to get a Switch 2 port? Will it get a Switch 2 port? It's a great game. It really is. But yeah. Oh, moving on. because I've spent way too long on some of these things already. Pokemon Pocobia, definitely an exclusive that is worth looking at if you're into a cozy game. You don't need to know anything about Pokemon to enjoy this. This has been so many people's gateway into Pokemon, and now people are looking forward to getting... Is it Winds and Waves, I want to say? Yes, Winds and Waves, I think. Basically, that's the new generation of Pokemon game. There's the Pokemon games come out all the time, and it's like a lot of things, like with iPhones or Androids, where you get different generations. Again, I am trying to make these videos when I make them about specific things of getting people into gaming. I do try my best to explain a term. Sometimes I'll just force a habit say something that is so used and I'll not catch it, but that time I did. So basically, Winds and Waves is going to be the newest Pokemon game, and you don't need to have played all of the other generations. I want to say this will be Generation 10. You do not need to play Generation 1, 2, 3. This is Generation 1, though, just in case you are interested. Pokemon Leaf Green. This was a remake of the first generation. It's not the actual first Pokemon game, but it is a remake of the first generation. But Pocobia, easily one of the best Switch 2 exclusives, other than the fact that it gets so overwhelming. Like, I was loving the game up until the third biome, when my inventory was so unwieldy and I had so many items and so many crates. I spent more time doing inventory than actually playing the game, and I'm like, this just feels like a job and not a fun one. I really hope they patch in some inventory system like in Animal Crossing where it's just all in one box, because it has genuinely ruined the game for me. I'm at the point now where I don't want to finish it because it's just so overwhelming. Like, I hope that's the right word. Brain's kind of getting a little fried here. It's just too much. And to be able to get an update where it's like, even if you just give us crates that can hold 300 fucking items or something instead of 20, because it is just so fucking time consuming going in and trying to go, well, right, I'll make all of these crates in this row the items boxes, I'll make all the crates in this row the CD boxes, like just stuff like that. Like, I finally got a CD player to play the CDs. You can only put 5 fucking CDs in it. I've got like 50. There's too much of everything, and it's just clogging up my time. Anyway, I suppose I should mention some of the third-party stuff, because Resident Evil Requiem, I've heard great things about the Pragmata port as well, but I don't have it. But Resident Evil Requiem, if this is your only console, this is an exceptionally good way to play the game. This is one where I know my PC is better, because my PC runs this max spec. What that means is I turn everything up, so all the graphics go shiny, shiny, pretty, pretty. And yes, that is the technical term. All of the graphics onto the max. The game is absolutely breathtaking. My PC can run it like a dream. This does not look anywhere near as good. And on top of not looking anywhere near as good, does not run as good, but it's only really a problem for one action sequence, and it's been a while since I played it, so hopefully they've patched it to make it more bearable. But genuinely, if this was the only way I could play the game, I still loved every minute of replaying it on the Switch 2. I was shocked with how fucking good this thing was. Rhythm Paradise Groove, not for everyone, but there is a demo, so it is for everyone. If you get into it, it's the perfect handheld game. It really is. You can sit down, you can play it, you can listen to music while you're doing it. Like the music of the game. Absolutely amazing rhythm game. If you've never played a rhythm game, if you've never played any game, obviously, but if you've never played a rhythm game, it really is. You're playing to the rhythm, so you'll get a cartoon, comic style drawing, like animation, playing, and you have to play your part. So it'll be like ba, 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 and then you might be a longer bar. So ba, 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 and then you would press E and go ba for however long you need to in the beat. Or it could be as simple as hop, 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 hop. You know, like just little jump and you're one of the hops. So you have to know which one of the hop hops you are, you know. Brilliant rhythm game. Brilliant rhythm game. Splatoon Raiders. Currently obviously in the middle of playing it. It's probably the only one I'll be able to show any actual footage of. Action game, looter shooter, just really, really fucking fun. Also great for kids, which I figure maybe I should start mentioning that some of these actually are for kids. I mean, Metroid kinda might be a little dark for a kid. And Resident Evil, obviously, other than the fact that I was 10 years old when I played my first Resident Evil, which was actually the first Resident Evil, but don't take my upbringing, you know. So, yeah. Other than Resident Evil, I don't really think I've mentioned one that I don't think would be bad for a kid, to be honest. So if it's something you wanted to buy this console to get into gaming with your kids, you know, that again, this is the perfect console for that. Star Fox, action on rails, third-person shooter. What that means by on rails, it means... Okay, I'm going to have to actually... Maybe I should have just loaded the games, but I didn't want to make this video 15 minutes long. So, I have just drawn... Okay, apparently I haven't just drawn because of those. I have just drawn 3 reels, let's see. So, it is quite literally, you pick your path on the map. So, I'm going to go down the middle path, and then by on reels, it's not that, like the map's not that, but also kind of is. The actual gameplay, I would go in one direction. The game is constantly moving me forward, and I have to react to what is thrown at me. So all I need to concern myself with is what's in front of me. I never need to look behind me, never need to look left or the right, until you get to specific levels that are called free roam levels, and they're like this. You do whatever you want. Very self-explanatory, very simple game, very fun game. Is it worth owning a Switch 2 for on its own? No, but the whole point of why I'm making this, I mean, that genuinely, it's... Depending on how much you play it, and I know that sounds weird, it can either be a 3-hour game or a 20-hour game. If you only want to play through the story mode and get all of the planets done once, you'll do it in about 3 hours. If you want to beat all of the challenges, it'll take about 20. If you're very new to gaming, it might take 30. If you turn out to be a savant, it might take 10. But either way, all of these that I'm presenting with here, I'm trying to build a picture of, you can look through, you mightn't have been fully in the know, you might not realise what is actually out, what's been upgraded, what hasn't been upgraded because of this, and that you've picked this of all the most chaotic videos to watch. And I'm trying to build the picture of what you could get yourself just right now, as of right now, not just September 1st, which I will be covering. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, very fun side-scrolling Mario Bros. Game. If you grew up, like if you're a lapsed gamer and you grew up with Mario Bros. 3, Mario World, it's not up there with that quality. I personally didn't like the game when it came out, and the Switch 2 edition, the content that it added, which are like boss fights and some a new power-up, and also the badges that you can get in the game, which the badges give you different abilities, they've really tweaked it. I've went from it's a perfectly fine but I'll never finish it game to this was actually really good. It really fixed everything I needed. It's also got a bunch of multiplayer modes in it. I've never been able to play any of those because I don't have anyone to play them with, and it's not online. Mario Party got a Switch 2 edition that is considered by many to be the worst Switch 2 edition of anything, and you might be better off just buying the original Mario Party, to be honest. Well, Super Mario Party, to be fair. Which is not that Super Mario Party, that is Super Mario Party Jamboree. Like, names are confusing when it comes to Nintendo Switch stuff, I am fully aware. Mario Odyssey, never got a Switch 2 port, don't know why. Kind of figured it would at some point, maybe it still will. Same with Smash Brothers. But Smash Brothers and Mario Odyssey would still be fantastic games to get. Like, there's a lot of games here, to be honest, but I am truly trying to cover some that got actual... They still at least got kind of Switch 2 upgrades. But then there's also a bunch of JRPGs, if you wanted to get into those. The Xenoblade Chronicle games are all getting Switch 2 upgrades. 2 of them already have, one of them's about to get. And then there's the most obvious thing in the history of the world. Zelda Breath of the Wild and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. 2 of the greatest games in the history of mankind, 2 of the greatest games in all of art, 2 of the greatest pieces of art, as far as I'm concerned. I love everything about these games, and the Switch 2 editions are the only way to play them in my eyes. That, Breath of the Wild, was at least an amazing game for the Switch. I have said it a million times, and I will continue to say it. I will never forgive Nintendo for not holding this game off until the Switch 2 version, because the Switch 1 version ran so fucking badly. It didn't hurt. Right. It's weird to say it. It is still one of my all-time favourite games. It's up there. It's like the be-all, end-all for me. I have never had an experience in gaming like this. But the fact that I knew it could have been better, and it sounds so... It sounds so bullshit, to be honest, and entitled, and a note to say the best thing that I'd ever experienced in gaming could have been better. But it absolutely could have, and this is the literal proof that it could have. This could have been my first experience. This should have been my first experience. But how could I have waited 2 years to play it? Especially because at the time we didn't know this version was 2 years away. If you never played it, you play Breath of the Wild first. You play that. and you thank whoever decided to get you into video games. Even if that's me, I will accept your thanks. I will always accept thanks when people get into gaming because of me and Zelda. I fucking am weird about this franchise. I know I am. You could probably fucking tell if you've never seen this before just from this roar that I'm kind of a fan. There's Zeldas that I absolutely hate that are still better than a lot of fucking games. It's just, I'm weird with Zelda. But yeah. There's a ton that you can get. An absolute ton that you can get right now. I'm going to end the video now with a pick 3. And I'm going to try to be logical about this. And of course I have to include a Zelda. But the main reason I'm including a Zelda, that's like a 200 to 300 hour game. I mean, it depends on how you play it. Everyone's different. But if you're actually trying to go for beating all of the shrines, doing all of the side quests, that can take you like 200 or 300 hours, which I know might sound really weird to want to invest that much time into one single thing. But this is why gaming in the long run can actually be cheaper, because think of how many movies you'd have to watch to be able to get the same amount of content. And yeah, it's the same story, it's the same game, but trust me, if it gets you, you'll want to spend the 200 to 300 hours and you'll be glad that you did. So I have to mention that, because it's one of the biggest games. There's, like, that there, Tears of the Kingdom, that's bigger, but you don't start with it, you just don't. So I have to include this. So Zelda's going to be number 1. It's hard to say that should be number 2 when I dropped off it personally because of my inventory management thing. But I also know the way I play games, especially because of looters, and that is still a game where you're developing loot. It may just be the way I played games that made that problematic. I'll make that an honourable mention, but if you can only afford to buy 3 games, I don't think I'd be going for that. If you can still buy a bundle at the time where you can get Mario Kart World, I don't know if the bundle still exists, then that is an automatic no-brainer. Even if you can't buy the bundle, it feels weird to recommend 8 over World, but I'll say World, because it is still current, and we will be getting DLC for it, I imagine, and yeah, I'd say a World. World will give you a lot of fun, especially if you are new to gaming. You won't know why 8's better, and if World gets you, then you can go back to 8, I guess. But World will give you a lot to do as a new gamer. If you get into it, it's also going to be the kind of game that if you've spent 20 hours playing Breath of the Wild and you need a break, playing a couple tourneys on, like, Grand Prix on World will really, really fucking cleanse you. And then I think it might be Bonanza. I mean, obviously for me, it would be Age of Imprisonment as well. Although, honestly, Age of Imprisonment you play after Tears of the Kingdom. So, definitely not. It's going to be between Splatoon and Bonanza. And personally, I'd go Bonanza. Because I do like Splatoon. I do love it a lot. But that's the kind of game that I like. And looters are not for everyone. And if it doesn't get you, if it doesn't grab you right away, if you find it too complicated and you're not having fun with it, you're going to resent it and it might turn you off the other sorts of games, especially if it's one that you can only afford 3 of. Bonanza is just a joy and a delight to play, and I really do think you'll have fun with it. Like, as a brand new gamer, choosing those 3, so Zelda, okay, so remember how I keep saying brain training really does help? And now I'm blanking on what the hell, because I know I said Pocopia would be the honourable mention. Oh, Mario Kart, of course. So Zelda, Mario Kart, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. I do think you're getting an action-adventure game where there's a lot of puzzle solving and a lot of combat. Donkey Kong is a platformer. There's not really much puzzle solving. Like, there is some, but there's also, you can just stumble onto the right thing. Like, you can just smash and find things. And then Mario Kart World gives you a lot of unlock, gives you a nice chill-out thing to zone out to, and also gives you a multiplayer game. Most important thing. I mean, granted, that does technically have a multiplayer mode, but it's not, like, proper multiplayer. Right? And with that, this very long-winded video is over, and I'm going to say, I've been Sky Fellowship. Until next time, I truly do hope you have a great rest of your day. And if you are someone who does game and watches this, what would be the 3 titles that you... I don't just want to see a Switch 2 exclusive, but I kind of do, and this is why I limited myself to it, on top of then mentioning Switch games, for the actual Switch 2 ones, I recommended those 3. And yes, I am fully aware that it's still a Switch 1 game that's a Switch 2 edition. But at the same time, it truly is the best way to play one of the best games of all fucking time. So, your experience is better. It just is. And that's why, again, I said Procopia is an honorable mention. Because if you want to discredit one, this is going to hurt my soul. You could discredit Zelda. Yeah, that hurt. That really hurt. So, what are your 3 that you would recommend? If you're buying a Switch 2, get these 3 games. I'm so sorry, Zelda. I didn't mean it. Right, until next time. Bye. Yeah, of course I did say about covering up to September 1st, didn't I? And then what did I completely fucking forget to do? I forgot to go to the coming soon. Which my internet really does not want to work. Like, I swear the Switch 2 eShop is better. This is just my internet. And to be honest, it's probably because I'm uploading videos to YouTube, isn't it? Yeah, I'm literally uploading something that you might be watching. I'm trying to work out if I've got the Deluxe Edition Adventure Attack on the PC. Anyway, so I'm trying to remember what's actually coming out, scheduled to come out first. So August, because we've already had July's game. Because, yeah, if you're wondering what do you mean by July's game, there's millions of things to get. Basically, Nintendo have a system where they put out one actual product at least every month, and then you also get stuff that isn't them. So, like, Elden Ring comes out in August, and the Metal Gear Collection comes out in August. What the hell is... I'm assuming I've went past that and I've missed it. What the hell is Nintendo's August game? Huh. Okay, Lies of P comes out in August, so Nintendo does that. Oh, this might be why people were saying that there might be a new Metroid game getting revealed and released real soon. Unless they're going to do Ocarina in August. I kind of hope they do, because I really want to play the game. I kind of hope they wait until November, because I really want to play the game then, so that I've got something to play. But anyway, I guess we'll move on to September. September, I know what their game is, though, and it is, I mean, on top of, like, you get Lego Batman, because again, this is what I mean by, it's not just the exclusives, it's, if this is your first console, there's some fantastic fucking stuff coming out for this thing. I can't find it here, but I know fine well, oh, there it is, Fortune's Wave, Fire Emblem Fortune's Wave, because that's what I was about to say. I know fine well I've got it hearted, I've got it in my wish list, so I don't know why I couldn't see it, but that's September's game, so that's obviously when the console goes up in price. And to be fair, I might as well still go through October. October's getting a hell of a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, there's a new Nintendo Switch Sports, which obviously if you know Wii Sports, then yeah. Seriously, could we just have any information, please? Just any Nintendo, like seriously, please, just any. I know I don't deserve it with how I've just acted with the franchise by discrediting it. I know, but I would really, really like a Nintendo Zelda like direct. That gives me an Ocarina trailer and a date, and gives me a Zelda movie trailer, and maybe an Epona amiibo that like just yeah. Right. So now that I've actually, and it is Winds and Waves, obviously. Now that I've actually remembered to cover, oh my god, yeah, that looks like I'll be buying another portable Resident Evil. Now that I've remembered to cover up to September, which it turns out was actually just Fire Emblem, because we don't have an August game unless it turns out to be this rumoured Metroid game that got leaked, Metroid Ravenous. Now, bye.